We on live on YouTube, Facebook. Okay. No sweat. Anybody have any questions? Go ahead.
I wanted to know about demons. Like a demon is like a real entity, like something that's going around preying on people.
I get exactly what it is. 1 second. All right, so demons. All right, so first, let me get Matthew 12 and 43. When you get it, Brother Will, just hold it, okay? Okay. I'm too wild. Okay, also somebody hold on 1 second. Okay. We go right here. Okay. All right, also somebody hold on Brother Chris you hold Acts on the 8th chapter, right? So if I could, right, so and on the 4th dimension, right, a demon is a spirit, right? It's a spirit. For example, somebody who's an alcoholic, right? They can't stop drinking. In the 4th dimension, what you'll see, right, if the Lord open up your eyes, you'll see like a voice, a spirit talking to him, telling him that he needs alcohol, right? So in the actual world, you'll see him going to the liquor store all day, 24/7, right? The whole purpose of a demon is to seduce you to sin against the Lord, right? Everybody, hear voices. Everybody hear demons. Now, with that being said, we're going to get into unclean spirit here in Matthew on the 12th chapter and verse 43. Let me catch up with you first, okay? Also, Yadiah, get me the demons when they left the man and ran into the pigs, swine's flesh. Give me that, please. Go, you got it, Brother Will. Let everybody know where you at.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 43.
All right, so we have Matthew, right, chapter 12 and verse 43. Go ahead.
When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man.
So now when the unclean spirit is going out of a man, so in this case, that's the demon, right? On the unclean spirit. Why is it called the unclean spirit? Go ahead.
See, the spirit is trying to get you to do the sin.
The spirit is trying to get you to do or to be unclean, right? To not be clean. Remember, sin makes us unclean, right? So now when the unclean spirit is going out of a man, now here in specific, right, this is talking about a man or woman who came in the truth, right? Cleansed themselves from all the demons that they had in the world. So when it gone or left a man, read again from the top.
When the unclean spirit is going out of a man.
So when the unclean spirit is going out of a man, how you know that unclean spirit left a man or woman? Because now that man don't need a drink every time he do everything. Now that woman or man is not a drug addict anymore. Now they don't, have the mindset of I gotta go to the strip clubs, or I gotta eat pork or shrimp or crab and lobster, right? So now the unclean spirit has gone out of the man. Go ahead.
He walketh through dry places.
So now he walketh through dry places. Go ahead.
Seeking rest. And findeth none.
Now, why is he seeking rest? Because the whole purpose of a demon is to seduce you to sin so God can kill you. That's the whole purpose of a demon. You have for example, brothers and sisters who are in jail, right? Specifically on the ones who's doing like 40 to life or life or double life, right? When they were angry, they did what? Kill somebody, right? So now they sitting in prison. What happens? Almost immediately, go ahead.
A lot of regrets. The demon left.
They give him a hand. They have regrets immediately. Why? Because that demon gave you the rage, right? Gave you that anger. On the demon, damn near, to relax you. It's like the demon was taking care of you. The demon was rocking with you. Those that committed suicide. Man, I watched on this one cat, white boy. Man, I forget his name. The General brought it out months ago, right? The second he jumped off that cliff, right? He jumped off the bridge. He said almost immediately he regretted it. Because a demon is there to seduce you. And once that demon seduces you, then it's like, now the Lord going to deal with you. All right? Let's read on.
Okay. Then he said, I will return into my house from whence I come out.
Now you come up in the truth, right? Now you're not a weed head anymore, or you're not an alcoholic anymore, or you're not a sex addict anymore. And now that demon say what? Read that again.
Okay. Then he said, I will return into my house from whence I come out.
And that demon be like, man, just give me a little time. Trust me, he'll be going to strip clubs again. Give me a little more time. She'll be out there again, right? So here the demon is bold. He like, I ain't get done my job yet. And then he have the audacity to say that I'm going to enter into my house. Why is he saying his house? Real simple. He said, I will enter into my house, right? Why is he saying that? Go ahead. It was his house before. He owned you. He possessed you, man. And you couldn't do anything about it until the Lord, gave you the truth and the tools to be able to fight and to overcome those demons. Let's read on.
Okay. And when he is come, he findeth it empty.
So now you try to come back, right? Normally you try to come back through people, right? Through a voice. It's normally somebody who's close to you. They start talking to you. They get up in your ear. And now before you know it, that demon that used to be with you 10 years ago, and you fought them, knocked them out a couple times. And now here comes somebody that really have the same bad habits that you had for a very long time. And it starts to creep back in. Let's read on.
Swept and garnished.
Now you cleaned up. You're like, dang, I can't come back. Go ahead.
Okay. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself.
So now he go and take with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself. Go ahead.
Okay. And they entered in and dwelt there.
And now all those demons enter in and dwell there. What is the point that the Lord is saying here? Never leave the truth. Okay, because you thought you were, just going through so much and you had so many demons. If you leave the truth, then 7 strong, mightier demons going to be on you. And they are going to control you. And it ain't going to be nothing you can do about it because the Lord ain't with you and you have no strength. Let's read on. Read right after that.
Okay. And the last state of the man is worse than the first.
So now the last state of the man, right, is worse than the first. So once again, that's the whole purpose of a demon, is to destroy you. okay, is to have everything taken away from you, right? You have the swine's flesh, you die. Let everybody know where is that, please.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 5, and start at verse 4.
All right, let's go to Mark 5 and 4. All right, I'm gonna have Brother Chris. You can go and read it, okay? It's at Mark 5 and 4.
Start at verse 3.
All right. Matter of fact, go up to 2. 5 and 2. Our young man Chris, you go and read it when you get it, all right?
This is Mark chapter 5, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit.
All right, so now it was a man, like, hey, dwelling among the graveyards, right? And he had an unclean spirit on him. And normally, right, the more and more you be in the truth, right, you'll go around somebody, you die, right? And you'll feel a vibe, right? You'll feel a vibe on it. It's like, where's that vibe coming from? In the fourth dimension, you will see an unclean spirit. Here, you are feeling the vibe. So in this case, you got this crazy ass man walking back and forth, right? And if you was to walk past somebody like that, you'll feel some type of way, right? You're like, damn, what the hell this cat doing? He crazy as hell. He got all these demons up on him. Let's read on.
Verse 3. Who had his dwelling among the tombs.
Meaning he was living among the graveyards. Go ahead.
And no man could bind him.
Mm-hmm.
No, not with chains.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. Because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him.
See that? Meaning this guy here been in every crazy house. All right, been in every hospital. Nobody been cuffed up by the police. And nobody could keep them on. Nobody, right? Let's read on.
And the fetters broken in pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Neither could any man tame him.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. And always, night and day, he was in the mountains and in the tombs.
See that? So he in the mountains and in the tombs, graveyards. Go ahead.
Crying.
Doing what?
Crying.
I can't believe I'm going through all this. You ever encountered somebody like that? What the hell? No, what is going on? Lord, every day you going back to the graveyard, right? Because you miss your grandmother, you miss your daddy, and they all dead. So this guy, he out here, he crying. Read on.
And cutting himself with stones.
And doing what?
Cutting himself with stones.
So, and cutting himself with stones, right, y'all? And that's also how you know somebody have a demon or demons or unclean spirits on them. If they are trying to commit suicide, if they are trying to cut themselves, like this man right here. So he was cutting himself with stones, literally trying to kill himself. Maybe that's why he was at the graveyard. Like, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and do away with myself so I can rest in peace with my grandfather. Go ahead, read on, please.
Verse 6. But when he saw Yahushua afar off, he ran and worshipped him.
So when he saw Yahushua, right, afar off, he ran and worshipped him. Go ahead.
Verse 7, and cried with a loud voice, and said, what have I to do with thee, Yahushua, thou son of the Most High God? I adjure thee by God, that thou torment me not.
Okay, who is saying this here? Go ahead.
The demons.
The demon. The demon is talking to Christ. How you know it's the demon? It's right here. Go ahead.
I'm saying, I guess don't torment him.
That's how you know it's a demon. Because the demon don't want to be tormented. If anything is tormented, it is what? Cast away, destroyed, right? So now the demon is saying, I'm not ready to be tormented. I'm not ready to be destroyed. I'm not ready to come out of this man. Why? Because he ain't killed him yet. Remember, that's the whole purpose of a demon. Why do you think people smoke cigarettes, right? You don't get cancer the first time you smoke cigarettes. But if you keep smoking cigarettes and you keep listening to that unclean spirit, right? What's going to happen after about 30, 40, 50 years? You're going to go to the hospital. Now you got what? Go ahead. Hey, you are committing suicide by smoking because on the box it's going to tell you if you keep, smoking all those loosies, you're going to get cancer, right? So the demon wants to stick around until he kills you, right? For example, if you know, men and women out here having sex with multiple, you know, random people, you ain't gonna get AIDS the first time you have sex with a whore, right? You may get a little like disease, gonorrhea, right? Chlamydia. But if you keep being out there and you keep being out there, you keep being out there, before you know it, you're gonna have AIDS, right? And then that demon gonna leave you the second you get it, right? Like the second you get a disease, what do most people go do? I know them fully. They going to Bora Lumbar. It's a lot, yeah. Right? They go down to that the free clinic. Why are you going to the free clinic? Because you know you just had sex with a random person, and now you thinking with your mind. But when you was in that bed, it was like I'm about to get my rocks off right now. But the second the demon left, reality hits, right? It's the same thing when it comes to brothers and sisters who are in prison doing life, man, for crimes that they have committed because a demon have seduced them to commit those crimes. Let's read on.
Verse 8, for he said unto him, come out of the man, thou unclean spirit.
So he said, come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. Go ahead.
Verse 9, he asked him, what is thy name?
So he said, what is thy name? Go ahead.
He answered, saying, my name is Legion.
My name is what?
Legion.
You ever met somebody that got like 50 names? Trey, Leak, Dre, right? Smack. Right? I had a cousin. His name was Malik. They called him Smack. Right? I had another brother. His own name was Kasim. They called him Killer. Right? Right? And like it's really the demon talking. Right, because now they ain't the person who mother raised them up. An event, something happened in their life, and that trait took over. That Kill King took over. That what's some other names they use on your diet? I'm Rapture now, right? What's another word? Oh man, I'm a savage now. I don't give a damn about anything no more, right? Why? Because something happened in your life. And when that thing happened, right, in your life, that demon took control of you. And now you think differently now. Go ahead, your diet.
Because it's the downtime and glorify, they need to say it, they be on demon time. Right.
There you go. So Lockie, you go on their Facebook page and Instagram, you can see the demon with the pointy things and all that. Like, damn, you still want to say hello? Some of these sisters post pictures on Instagram and Facebook, and I be wanting to comment like, sis, you look like a demon. Like, Salaki, it's like, you looking at it, it's like, yo, she look mean, looking all mean with the makeup on and all that. Try to be pretty, but it's like a priest of the Lord can see right past that, right? So what's the point here? This brother here is full of demons. Right, Christ called the demon to come out of him, and he asked him, "What's his name?" Go ahead, read on.
My name is Legion,
Mm-hmm.
for we are many.
See that he said, "My name is Legion," meaning, hey, we many. It's many of us that's been living in this man for a long time. Go ahead.
And he besought him much that would not send them away out of the country.
So he said, "Please don't just cast us out the country." Go ahead.
Verse 11. Now there was nigh unto the mountains a great herd of swine feeding.
So it was tons of pigs everywhere, a great herd. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And all the devils besought him, saying, send us into the swine, that we may enter into them.
Now, so why did the demons wanted to go in the pigs? That we may enter into them. Go ahead.
Because they're unclean?
No. We're gonna find out. Let's continue reading. Go ahead. I'll take a stab at it.
It's like he just said because they're unclean.
Yes. You was gonna say the same thing? No sweat. Go ahead. Let's read on. We're gonna find out.
Verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And forthwith Yahushua gave them leave.
So he gave them leave, meaning he gave them permission. He said, "Go ahead, jump up in those pigs." Go ahead.
And the unclean spirits went out.
And the unclean spirits went out. Go ahead.
And entered into the swine.
And they entered into the pigs. Go ahead.
And the herd ran violently down a steep place into the sea.
Mm-hmm.
They were about 2,000
Mm-hmm.
and were choked in the sea.
So why did the unclean spirits wanted to enter into something? What just happened to all the pigs? Go ahead.
Kill something?
Here you go. Give them a hand. They just died. Right? That's why the unclean spirit ain't want to be cast out of the man, because he ain't fulfill his duty yet. A demon, his duty is to kill and to destroy. All right, y'all. So you get the gist of it. Or go ahead.
I'm not to that, but I want to know, like, who controls those demons? Where they come from?
Where they come from? It's a spirit, right? So every spirit comes from God. Right, like for example, Michael have his angels, right, and Satan has his too, right. So those demons are like, you can almost say the sons of Satan, right. Satan sent those demons to seduce you, right, but Satan also worked for the Most High God. So if you listen to those demons, those voices, you go and let them seduce you, then Satan go back to God and give his report. So and so ain't really down for you, because I just made them sin. And if I can make them sin, Lord, then they don't love you. A lot of people don't really understand Satan, right? Satan loved God. How you know he loved God? He wants to prove to God that you ain't worthy of him. That's his purpose, right? Why you think Satan, right, you may be going through something, and now all of a sudden that weed is right there, or that cigarette is right there, or that hoe is just walking up and down the street, and that's your type of chick, right? Why you think so? Because Satan is trying to tip you, but in all actuality, he's just trying to prove to God that you're worthy of the blessings that he has for you. You get my point? All right, any other questions? All right, no sweat. So I'm gonna move on to my topic. All right. I know Martin Luther King Day was yesterday, right? So we're gonna get into that a little bit. Right. Let's go to Matthew 17 and verse 15. Everybody know about Martin Luther King, right? What his dream was really about? White snow bunnies. That's all it was about. All right. Can you check on that heat on your thigh and see if it's working? I feel like nothing coming up. Maybe it's just me. Air blowing. Yeah, you can, you know what I mean? Cut on Boca Shop. The water. All right, let's go to Matthew. Matthew 17 and verse 15. Let's go there right fast. Matthew 17 and 15. So we're gonna get into like a real prophet's job, and compare a real prophet from a false and fake prophet. Okay. Of course, we already know Martin Luther King was not a real prophet of God. Martin Luther King was one of those, preachers that was after the seat of his own flesh. Okay. So let's go to Matthew 17 and verse 15. Whoever have it can go ahead and read it.
Matthew chapter 17, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, have mercy on my son.
Read that again.
Lord, have mercy on my son.
Go ahead.
For he is a lunatic.
Hold on, that's not it. It's a lot here. Hold on. Go to Mark. Let me hear Mark 17 and 15. Go ahead.
Mark chapter 7, 16.
All right, hold on. Bear with me 1 second. Hold on. Here we go. I'm sorry. Matthew 7 and 15. Let's go there. Matter of fact, start at verse 13. Matthew chapter 7 and verse 13.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Enter ye in at the straight gate.
Go up to 12, verse 12.
Verse 12. Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them.
Now, so what is Christ saying? Treat somebody how you would want somebody to treat you. That's the whole spirit of brotherhood. Okay, read on.
For this is the law and the prophets.
For this is the what?
The law and the prophets.
So you should never treat somebody how you wouldn't want to be treated, because that's the law, right? Love thy brother as you love thyself. Okay, let's read on.
Verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate.
Enter ye in at the straight gate. Go ahead.
For wide is the gate,
Mm-hmm.
and broad is the way
Mm-hmm.
that leadeth to destruction.
So what is that straight gate? The truth, right? For wide is the gate, and broad. What is the broad? Why is he saying broad? What is the broad? Excuse me. Broad is like you got so many options, right? You got Christianity, you got Islam, you got weed, you got drugs, right? The straight gate is this, right? Obey the Lord or die, right? Anything other than that is going to cause you to be destroyed. All right, happiness. Oh my God, I cannot stand when people always talking about happiness and wanting to be happy. That's that wide gate. All right, that is going to lead, that have been leading our people to destruction for 400 plus years. Go ahead, read on.
And many there be which go and threat.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 14, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way.
So straight is the gate and narrow is the way. Go ahead.
Which leadeth unto life.
Which leadeth unto life. Go ahead.
And few there be that find it.
And few there be that find it, right? You know, some people live their whole entire life and never know that eating pork was a sin. Imagine that. Imagine being a 60 or 70-year-old man or woman and you never found the truth, right? And that's why I don't remember what the generals always taught, me, right? Never take the truth for granted. I'm telling you. Sometimes, we may get caught up in the things, we have or the people we love, but never forget that, right? It took a second for the Lord to send his angel to direct you in this path, to give you life, even though everybody else in the world is in darkness. Let's read on.
Verse 15, beware of false prophets.
Beware of what?
False prophets.
Beware of what?
False prophets.
So Christ also forewarned us, right? He warned us. He said, beware of false prophets. Go ahead.
Which come to you in sheep's clothing.
Which come to you in what?
Sheep's clothing.
Why is he saying which come to you in sheep's clothing? What is sheep's clothing? Go ahead.
That's something like harmless.
Right. You on it. What else is sheep's clothing? Go ahead.
What it means, like, come to sheep clothing, is it like looking like you or acting like you? Is it we was the sheep?
You on it, but not quite. Sheep's clothing. Meaning they appear to look innocent, right? Like a sheep. I mean, can a sheep kill any other animal? God damn, the wolf is coming to eat the sheep, right? Lion is coming to eat the old sheep. Now, they come to false prophets. They come in sheep's clothing. They come to you looking nice and pretty with a shaved face, right? They got a nice tie on, a nice suit, looking good on the outside, right? But who are they in the inside? So sheep's clothing is like they appear to look righteous, but in their mind, so evil and disgusting mind. Read.
But inwardly they are raving wolves.
But what?
Inwardly they are raving wolves.
So now even when they talk about the laws of God is done away with, what they really thinking in their mind? I gotta tell them that because I want their money. They thinking about the car. They thinking about that mortgage they gotta pay, right? They appear to look good, and some of them, like Martin Luther King, man, he knew how to get up there and seduce the people, man. I'm telling you, like I had a dream, right? Trying to seduce us. Well, he ain't tried, he done it, man. Imagine a world without living around white people, right? What's most things we complain about in America as blacks? We complain how white people kill us, white cops kill us, right? Dylan Roof ran up in that church and killed, what, seven black people, I believe? Imagine if we ain't live around them. That's what Martin Luther King fought for. Integration. Say it again on Yediah.
All phones on mute.
Cut the water, right? So Martin Luther King fought for integration. I think we would have been better living among black people. Hey, we look better than them. We know how to clean. Oh my God, you go in some of these restaurants, man, where it's all white people. And you go in their bathrooms, it's like, oh my God, man, they are disgusting as hell. It's like, yo, man, I would have been better going in a black restaurant, right? I can sit around my people. And also, if I could, I know y'all probably experienced this before, right? You ever go in a restaurant and it's like all white people? Literally, it's like all white people in there. And it's like, you sitting in there like, huh? You know, you feeling uncomfortable. You're like, oh. Then after a while, you're like, oh man, let me just talk like them. Hey, how you doing, John? Nice to meet you, buddy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you start to act like them, you start to talk like them. You're like, oh, you know, I gotta make sure I ain't gonna pick up this with my hands now. Because I know those white people looking at me. I'm gonna go and use my fork and I'm gonna cut the steak, you know what I'm saying? It's like, for what? Black is beautiful, right? The Lord, Christ warned us a very long time ago to beware of false prophets, right? Read that one more time.
But inwardly they are raving wolves.
But what?
Inwardly they are raving wolves.
Inside their minds, they are wicked as hell, man. Brother Will, you give me Jeremiah 14:14, right? Young man Chris, you hold Matthew 17:6 for me. All right. We're gonna go to Jeremiah 14 and verse 14. Listen, those white folks ain't gonna like me because I go in a white restaurant and I'm gonna bring my nigga his out. Sheesh. I'd be up on the phone. I'm like, what the hell is this nigga doing? Yep. I'm a nigga and I'm proud to be a nigga. Okay? Because at the end of the day, man, black is beautiful. Right? You look at everything we do and what they do nothing better than us. Right? And that whole Martin Luther King integration nonsense, man, destroyed us as a nation of people. We had damn near black everything, right? Before the integration movement. We had a lot going on. Now, we have everything, but at least it was some black something. Today, where's the black hospitals? Where's the black police stations? There's none. There's none. Go ahead and read Jeremiah 14:14 now.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 14. Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets and prophecy lies in my name.
Read that again.
Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophecy lies in my name.
The prophets prophesy lies in my name, like TDJ, Creflo Dollar. Homosexuality is okay, right? Pork is the other white meat. Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. Go ahead.
I sent them not.
Now, what did Martin Luther King say? He was a prophet of God, right? He wasn't a prophet of God. And we're going to get into that later, because a real prophet has been chosen by God, and not to teach, integration, not to, want everybody to love one another. Read on.
Neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesied unto you a false version,
a false vision.
A false vision, and in
divination. So now they prophesy unto you a false vision, right? What's some false visions that not only Martin Luther King, teach about, but really every preacher, every single one? Go ahead. God loves everybody. What's another false vision? Go ahead. We're all equal. What else they be pushing? The American dream. I know everybody want to live in that big imaginary house, right? That big, beautiful house and have a couple $1 million up in their pockets, right? They teach false visions and divinations, meaning these false visions cause us to be destroyed if we listen to them. Why do you think we number one in HIV/AIDS? Damn near every disease, because we listen to them. Imagine if you had a real prophet, which we do have today in the Isupk, but imagine if everybody were like, God don't love you no matter what. God ain't gonna love you if you stick your behind out and let a man put his stinging up in you. Imagine if we all taught our sons that. Imagine that. Imagine if we told our sisters, God ain't gonna love you if you have sex with multiple men. You wanna know what that would stop? Diseases.
Right.
And if we stop diseases, we can stop us dying. Drug dealers, why do you think drug dealers out there selling drugs? Because God loves me no matter what. And I gotta pay for the bills. I gotta get mommy some money. I gotta get my mommy out the hood. Imagine if you had somebody like during the time of Moses, somebody enforcing the laws. It's not okay to be a drug dealer. God ain't gonna love you no matter what. They teach things of their own mind, their own deceitfulness, but it's not of God. That's why the Lord called them liars. Okay, let's read on.
Come. And a thing of not.
And a what?
The not.
Not.
And the deceit of their heart.
And the deceit of their hearts, right? Meaning they lie to the people because they really have their own intentions in their mind. All right. Read on what you holding, Brother Chris. Matthew 17 and verse 6.
This is Matthew chapter 17, verse 6.
Yediah, you hold Mark 7:25 for me, please. You got it, brother.
And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their face and were sore afraid.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. And Yahushua came and touched them and said, Arise and be not afraid.
Hold on, let me catch up with you right fast. You at 7 and 6?
Oh, 7 and 6.
Yeah, 7 and 6. No sweat. So like I might have said that. Matthew 7 and 6.
Oh God, it's Matthew chapter 7, verse 6. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
Okay, now this is Christ speaking out of his own mouth, right? And Christ is saying, give not that which is holy unto the dogs. What is holy? Go ahead.
Yeah, separate.
Yes, being separate, right? Who else is holy? The children of God, right? What was Martin Luther King dream about? The children of God integrating with all people, right? The Lord said, give not that which is holy. Read it again from the top.
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
Unto who?
The dogs.
Unto who?
The dogs.
Now, who are the dogs? Brother Chris, you look like you know, brother. Go ahead. Martin Luther King dream was about what? Integration, right? The Lord said, give not that which is holy unto the dogs. Who are the dogs? Go ahead, sis. Give her a hand. White people are dogs, right? Now let's get the scripture. Go ahead, Let everybody know where you at, please.
God, the book of Mark, chapter 7 and verse 25.
All right, hold on. Let me catch up with you right fast. Mark 7, 5. All right, this is a precept you need to prove that the Caucasian people are the dogs, according to the Bible. Okay. Go ahead, you got it, Yediah.
Mark chapter 7 and verse 25. For a certain woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit.
Okay, right. So for a certain woman whose daughter had an unclean spirit, Brother Will, right? Demon, right? She had a demon, right? It was a demon on her daughter, which is also called an unclean spirit. Read on.
Heard of him.
So he heard of Yahushua. Heard of what? Right? Christ was curing people. Christ was casting out demons. He was healing the sick, right? Was doing all that. Go ahead.
And came and fell at his feet.
And fell at his feet. Go ahead.
The woman was a Greek.
She was a what?
A Greek.
Now, who are the Greeks today? White people, right? So this woman was a Greek. Go ahead.
A Syrophoenician by nation.
A Syrophoenician by nation. Go ahead.
And she besought him that he would cast forth the devil out of her daughter.
So, right, she's like, please cast forth this devil, right, out of my daughter. Go ahead.
But Jesus said unto her.
But Christ said unto her, go ahead.
Let the children first be filled.
Now, what did Christ just do, man? He like, who are you? You don't come first, right? He like, let the children first be filled. Go ahead.
God will come. For it is not meet to take the children's bread.
Now, what is meat? it is not meat to take the children's bread. What is meat? Go ahead, Brother Will.
Is it good?
It ain't good, right? Meat is Old English for good, right? So he's saying it is not good to take the children's bread. Go ahead.
And to cast it unto dogs.
And to do what?
And to cast it unto dogs.
Now, what's her nationality here? This woman?
Syrophoenicians, like
A Greek. A Greek, right? Christ said, it is not meat, it's not good to take the children's bread and cast it unto the dogs. Let's read on.
Verse 28.
Uh-huh.
And she answered and said unto him, Yes, Lord, yet the dogs under the table eat of the children's crumbs.
So now she said, yes, Lord, yet the dogs under the table, right, eat of the children's crumbs. Go ahead.
Verse 29. And he said unto her, For this saying go thy way. The devil is gone out of thy daughter.
All right, so now this woman was a Greek, right? Why did he cast the demon out of that Greek daughter? All right, you got to focus in to see it, right? Go ahead, Brother Chris. Okay, yes, but you got to bring me all the way home. You right, though. You right. Go ahead, Brother Will.
because she knew she was a dog.
Yes, because she knew she was a dog, but it's here. Give it to me here. Let's read it one more time.
And she answered and said unto him, Yes, Lord, yet the dogs under the table eat of the children's crumbs.
Mm-hmm. Read on.
And he said unto her, For this saying
For
go
what?
thy way.
Read that again.
For this saying go thy way.
So for this saying, go thy way. Meaning, for what you just said is why I cast the demon out of your daughter. Right? She said what? Yet the dogs can eat from the children's table. So yes, she admitted that she was a dog. Yes, she understood her place and how she said it. That's why Christ cast the demon out. You understand? Right? She knew her place. So this is my question, right? If she knew her place, why the hell did Martin Luther King, his real name was Michael, by the way, why the hell Martin Luther King wanted us to join with dogs? Why? Because he lacked knowledge. Like the Lord said in Hosea 4:6, he said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, right? Go back and read Matthew 7:6 again from the top.
This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 6. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
Brother Will, you hold 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, and verse 16. Read that again from the top.
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs. Go ahead.
Neither cast ye your pearls before swine.
Now, a lot of young brothers and sisters make this mistake, right? Trying to give this knowledge to everybody. Okay, and I get it, right? You know, the Lord bless you with the truth, right? You want your mother to get it. You want your sons to get it. You want your cousins. You want your homies to get it. You want them to understand it, right? But Christ said, "Cast not thy pearls before the swine." Why is he even saying that? To cast not your gold before swine. What's the spirit of this here? Mm-hmm. Why is Christ saying to cast not your pearls before the swine? Go ahead. Hold on. Let me take a stab at it. No, that wasn't the point why he said it. Go ahead.
Don't define like frozen swine or something like that, or full frozen before him.
No, let's read it one more time. Hey, sure. Yeah, sure.
7, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, right? Go ahead.
Neither cast ye your pearls before swine.
So neither cast your pearls before the swine, right? Come on, what's the spirit of this here? What's the metaphor? The metaphor is this, right? Don't give your gold to somebody who don't want it. That's it, right? You want to give somebody gold or a pearl if they don't want it? You gonna say, "Hey, take my $100,000 watch here." They say, "No, I don't want the $100,000 watch." He say, "No, matter of fact, you don't want my watch. Take my $100,000 chain." And they say, "No, I don't want your $100,000 chain." You telling them, right? God don't love everybody, and they say, "What? God does love everybody, right?" You tell them what? That God don't love the sinner and the sinner, and what do they say? God do love everybody. So now they have become what? Swine. They don't want it, right? And if they don't want it, Christ saying, "Cast not your pearls before the swine." Read one more time, please.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
Don't give that which is holy unto the dogs. Go ahead.
Neither cast ye your pearls before swine.
If somebody don't want it, don't give it to them. Because if you try to force it on them, this is going to happen. Let's read on.
Lest they trample them under their feet.
Lest they do what?
Trample them under their feet.
What does that mean? Lest they trample it under their feet. Go ahead, sis.
Like just step on what you're trying to teach them, like you're not ignorant.
Give her a hand. They're going to step on what you teach them. And now, what else they going to do? They're going to flip it on you, right? They're going to say, "You the devil. You a demon." So it's like you go from trying to help them to you being the bad guy. It's like, damn, I'm trying to get you to stop smoking weed, right? I'm trying to tell you that Martin Luther King was a false prophet, right? And that black men had no business dealing with white women. And now what he go ahead and do, he go ahead and call his white woman like, hey, baby, I'm going to be there in about an hour, right? And he throw it right in your face. That's the spirit. That's why Christ is saying, don't cast your pearls before the swine. Now, you'll meet some brothers and sisters, and they want it, and you give it to them. But if somebody reject it, right, 3 times, then you leave it alone, right? Lest they trample, man. They're going to step on it. It's going to be nothing, absolutely nothing to them. Let's read on.
And turn again and rend you.
And what?
Rend you.
Here you go. They're going to look at you like you are the bad guy. You are wicked. You are evil. When all actuality, you're trying to help they stupid selves out. Okay. Any more on that? All right, let's drop that. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 3:16.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 16.
Hold on. Let's let everybody get there. All right, y'all ready for the Passover? Akim. What's about 70-something days away, your diet? All right. Okay. All right, don't wait till the last minute now. All right, if you're going to book your flights, do it now. Get everything going around. That time, man, that time going to come before you know it. All right, we at the Lord's Passover. Go ahead. Oh, you got it, Brother Will.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
Okay, so know ye not that ye are the temple of God. Who are the temple of God? Go ahead.
Israel.
Right, but here it's you, right? He's saying, know ye that ye, meaning you, yes, Israel, but you are the temple of God. Your body don't belong to yourself. It belongs to God. Read again, please.
Know ye not that ye are the temples of God.
Read it again.
Know ye not.
Know ye not, meaning you don't know this. Go ahead.
That ye are the temple of God.
That ye are the temple of God. You have so many buildings that says what? The temple of God. God's temple. I know everybody want to be the temple of God. Right? That's why you got those Jewish people trying to be us. Everybody want to be us except us. You imagine that? Everybody want to be a Jew, except the brothers and sisters who are actually the ethnic Jews that the Bible speaks of, right? He said, "Know ye not, right, that ye are the temple of God." Let's read on.
Okay. And that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you.
See that? The Spirit of God dwelleth inside of you, right? His vibe. Read on.
17, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
If any man defiles the temple of God,
If any man do what?
defiles the temple of God.
Okay, so with that being said, if you, right, we, us, if we are the temple of God, then how can any man or woman defile the temple of God? Go ahead, Trooper.
If I could, sir, like things like Martin Luther King would be doing out there, like all that fornicating and that drugs and all that type of stuff, like, you know, just defiling his body, all and craziness and stuff.
Absolutely. How else can a man or woman defile their temple? By saying that God loves everybody, right? Because you saying that God loves everybody is what? It's a lie. It's not true, right? It's not real, right? So Martin Luther King was big on what? Obviously, interracial marriages. All right. Now, is interracial marriages, is it of God or not of God? Go ahead. All right, give me my precept. Go ahead, Yediah.
Deuteronomy 7:3.
Hold that. All right. We'll get that first, and then I'll give y'all a second to find another one. It's another good one as well. Go ahead.
Nehemiah 13th chapter, the 26th verse.
Okay, they both good, right? Let's get Deuteronomy 7. Start at verse 1. Go ahead.
4 and 12.
Right, that's a good one. We're gonna get that one too. Brother Will, you hold Tobit 4 and 12 for me, okay?
Call out the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Go up to verse 1.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land,
Mm-hmm.
whither thou goest to possess it, and have cast out many nations before thee,
Mm-hmm.
the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites.
All right, so these are African countries, right? African nations. Read.
The Perizzites,
Mm-hmm.
the Hittites,
Go ahead.
the Jebusites,
Mm-hmm.
7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
Go ahead.
And the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt make no covenant with them,
Thou shalt make no agreements with them. Go ahead.
nor show mercy unto them.
Nor show them any type of mercy. Go ahead.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Neither shall they do what?
Neither shalt thou make marriages
Neither
with
shall
them.
they do what?
Neither shalt thou make marriages.
So interracial marriages are what? It's a sin. It's a sin against God, right? The Lord said, neither shall they make marriages with them, right? Let's go to Tobit 4 and verse 12. Let's go there right fast in the Apocrypha.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son.
Read again.
Beware of all whoredom, my son.
Now, Martin Luther King was just a liar. He was a lustful liar, right? He only gave a damn about his own sexual desires, all right? He didn't care about the people. He wanted to be a slave, and that's who we have become today, a homeborn slave as a nation of people. Go ahead, read on.
And chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy father.
Read that again.
And chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy father.
And chiefly take a wife, right, of the seed of thy fathers. Go ahead.
And take not a stranger woman to wife.
Damn, but I thought it was okay to, marry a white woman or a Chinese woman. I don't know why a brother want to marry a Japanese woman anyway. What the hell was up with Young Jeezy, man? Young Jeezy got a Chinese woman in your diet? Oh, my God. What the hell do Chinese women got on black sisters, man? Nothing at all. Any black man that can, deal with any woman outside his race, that's self-hatred. Okay, it's the same way when it comes to black women dealing with white men. The Lord is telling us here that's an abomination. It's unlawful. Read again from the top.
Beware of all whoredom, my son.
Beware of all whoredom, my son. Go ahead.
And chiefly take a wife
of the seed of thy
So
father.
he's telling us here, you can only take a wife from the seed of your father. Go ahead.
Come. And take not a stranger woman to wife.
And take not what?
A stranger woman to
And
wife.
take not a strange woman to wife. Go ahead.
Which is not of thy father tribe.
Mm-hmm.
For we are the children of the prophet.
Mm-hmm.
Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
So what was Martin Luther King dream about? It was a big lie. That's all it was really about. It wasn't of God. How we know it wasn't of God? Because God said it's wrong. Okay? It's wrong. It's unlawful. It's a sin. It's a sin. And that's why the Lord is angry with us now. Where do you think all these diseases coming from? It's coming from God. And also, right, the Lord judging our brothers and sisters, especially our men. Oh my God. They go in NBA, NFL, and they get millions of dollars. And the second they do is go ahead and take a white woman. I ain't gonna tell y'all what happened. Y'all see what happens, man. Go ahead, Diane.
It's crazy that you said that, sir. Like, I looked at this past NBA draft.
Right.
And it's like 30 teams. And all 30 of them picks, I watched all 30 of them brothers come out, sir. And all 30 of them brothers had a white mama.
Yeah. It's sad. It's sad. And it's so crazy because, like, that's why I got a lot of respect for LeBron James, right? Because he's like one of them, he married a black woman, had kids by a black woman, but the majority of these athletes, especially the black men, they go out and they marry these heathens. And what ended up happening to them? Go ahead.
They go to jail, get locked up.
Oh, yeah, they go to jail. What else happened? Go ahead. Oh yeah. And after the woman leaves them, what else happened after that? Go ahead.
They get that child support.
Oh my God, they get that right. Here you go. So now the white girl go ahead and put you on child support. Right. Blake Griffin. Man, how much money was he paying a month, your diet? Damn near like $700,000 a month. Now, of course, a black woman put you on child support too. But at least let her get the money. God damn. Right? Go ahead, give it to her. Right? She's poor. She's in the ghetto. But these white women, they go ahead and take out black men listening to Martin Luther King dream. And his dream actually turned out to be a nightmare. Okay? Any more on that?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives from their own kindred.
Somebody get me Proverbs 12 and 22. Brother Chris, you get that for me. Trooper, you hold 1 John 2 and 18 for me, okay? And Yediah, can you hold Hebrews 13 and 4?
Come.
Let's read Proverbs 12 and 22 first.
Proverbs chapter 12, verse 22. Lying lips are an abomination.
Read that again.
Lying lips are an abomination.
So now Martin Luther King said, well, hey, I have a dream that we all going to be together. Read it again from the top.
Lying lips are abomination.
He wanted to, be with white women. And he was teaching it's okay for black men to be with white women. Read it again from the top.
Lying lips are abomination.
God loves you no matter what. Read it again.
Lying lips are abomination.
Lying lips are an abomination unto God. You can't lie, right? And that's why the Lord called them false prophets. It's an abomination. Okay, let's read on.
To the Lord. But they that deal truly are his delight.
Read that again.
But they that deal truly are his delight.
What does it mean to deal truly? Go ahead.
Because I think the word might be like honesty. You got honesty and integrity.
Absolutely. Got to be honest, integrity. And people outside these doors, they don't have that. You learn that in here, right? To have integrity. Okay, it's like, I'm poor, right? This white woman is rich. But I'd rather be poor with a black woman than to be rich with a white woman. That's integrity right there. Okay, let's drop that. Who's holding something? Hebrews 13:4. Let's go there.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled.
Mm-hmm.
But whoremongers,
But who?
whoremongers,
Mm-hmm.
and adulterers, God will judge.
Now, what happened to Martin Luther King? What happens to whoremongers? God will judge, right? Who would be considered a whoremonger? Go ahead.
Would that be men?
Okay, you can't just say men. You gotta give me an example of a whoremonger. Right? You can't just say all men are whoremongers. You know what I'm saying? You got some good men out there that ain't whoremongers, right? Go ahead. Martin Luther King. Now, what made him a whoremonger? Go ahead. Yeah, he wanted to sleep with white women. Go ahead, sis. You got your hand up.
Male and female, they just don't see it.
Right, a man or a female that sleep with anybody. Go ahead, brother Will, you had something?
I was gonna say Kevin Gates.
Kevin Gates. Now, give me right. There you go. Right. Kevin Gates. So whoremongers, God will judge. Now, how we know God is going to judge whoremongers? By doing what? What did he do to Martin Luther King? Go ahead. He killed him. Why he killed him? He was a false prophet. And he lied. He lied on God's name, right? The Lord had killed, tons of other strippers, right? Whoremongers, called AIDS, right? HIV. Marriage is honorable and all. You meet a woman, right? A woman meet a man. It's an honorable thing to be married. But if you go ahead and throw that woman away, right? You cause her to be a whore, right? Or you're a man and you're having sex with white people. You're having sex with Chinese people. The Lord going to judge you. And in your case, your judgment going to be paying child support for 18 years, right? You got 3 or 4 baby mamas. God damn, you get that paycheck and that thing is gone. It's gone. You understand me? That's the Lord's judgment, right? And he does that to us when we make him angry. Let's read it again from the top. Who was on reading it? Go ahead.
Hebrews 13, verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all,
Mm-hmm.
and the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
Okay, give me the bed is undefiled. Because I done heard some stories, man. Oh, yeah. Hey, I know some of y'all, y'all go ahead and do y'all thing. You know what I mean? But I done heard some stories, right? The bed is undefiled. Meaning what? What does that mean? Go ahead. Give him, man. Your business. That little stuff you like to do, don't tell nobody. The Lord know how freaky you is, man. You understand? You keep that between you, right? Like the Lord, easy alone, right? You don't tell nobody about your sexual life. You don't tell nobody what you do with your husband. You don't tell nobody what you do with your wife, right? It's undefiled, right? It's lawful. Whatever y'all do, little stuff y'all like up in the bed, just keep it private, okay? Keep it private. All right. Now, we know Martin Luther King thing wasn't private. How we know that? Come on, somebody bring me home. Go ahead, brother. Martin Luther King, we know what he did wasn't private. How we know that? Go ahead. They got the tapes about it, right? What did he say? He said what? I ain't no nigga tonight. God damn, go ahead, Yedaya, please.
I got a quote, sir.
Go read that for me, please, brother.
This is from Daily News. In his 1991 memoir, Breaking Barriers, journalist Carl Rowan writes that in 1964, Congressman John Rudy told him that he and his congressional committee had heard that J. Edgar Hoover played an audio tape of an apparent orgy held in King's Washington hotel suite over the sounds of a couple having intercourse in the background. According to Rudy, King could be heard saying to a man identified as Abernathy, Come over here, you big black mother effer, let me suck your rug.
Oh my God. You see that? And you do all that and you get a day. You see how wicked you can be in America? And they made that a holiday. Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was a homosexual. He was a man after his own lust. And he was definitely, for sure, not a prophet of God. All right, let's drop that. Let's go to Isaiah. Matter of fact, before we go there, go back to 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, 3 and verse 16 and 17, Brother Will. All right, let's finish that off, all right?
Come. So like, start at 16?
Yes.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
So we are the temple of God. Go ahead.
And that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you. Verse 17. If any man defile the temple of God.
If any man defile the temple of God by smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, having sex with whores, right? Dating outside your race. If any man or woman defile the temple of God, go ahead.
Okay. Him shall God destroy.
Read that again.
Him shall God destroy.
What happened to Martin Luther King?
Him shall God destroy.
Him shall God destroy. Go ahead.
Okay. For the temple of God is holy.
Read that again.
For the temple of God is holy.
Now, what does it mean to be holy? Separated from everybody else, right? For the temple of God is holy, right? You are holy. We are holy. Read.
Which temple ye are?
So your body is yours? This is my body. I can do what I want with it? No, it's not. Read it one more time. Last line.
Which temple ye are?
Read that again.
Which temple ye are?
So if you are the temple of God, right? And God is saying, this ain't your temple, it's my temple, right? Which temple ye are? Then why shouldn't you smoke weed? Why shouldn't you have sex with whores? Why shouldn't you, integrate with everybody else? Why should you love everybody? When God is telling us here specifically, right? Your body is not yours, right? What you think Christ died for? Christ ain't died for nothing. Christ died to give every single one of us a second chance, right? And because he died on that cross, now your body ain't yours anymore, okay? And if the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of God is in you, what else do that show? It shows something else. If the Spirit of God dwelleth inside of you, what does that show about you? Simple. You are close to God. So if you put shrimp in your mouth, who do you think sees it? God. If you smoking, marijuana all day, or you out there, oh my God, they had Martin Luther King on every flyer. Every goddamn flyer, man. Looking like the Martin Luther King he really is, you're dying. Got a couple bottles like this. I told y'all niggas, man, y'all gonna be in the niggas club, but I ain't with that. I'm going to those white clubs, right? They got them like 2 bottles, partying like a rock star. That's the real Martin Luther King. The real Michael, right? Because the real Martin Luther King was only after his own sinful flesh. And that's why the Lord killed him. That's why the Lord put him to death. All right, let's drop that. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 17 and verse 17. Anybody have any questions? Everybody good? Anything online, you dying?
Nothing online, sir.
All right, no sweat. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 17th chapter, verse 17. Whoever get it first and go ahead and read it.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 17, verse 17.
Also, Brother Will, you hold Isaiah 29 and 10. Okay, you hold that for me, all right? Go, you got it, Brother Chris.
Oh, God. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth.
So for in the division of the nations, right, of the whole earth, go ahead.
He set a ruler over every people.
So now the Lord God, right, he said a ruler. Obviously, a ruler is somebody who's in charge, right? So he chose somebody to be in charge over every people. Go ahead.
but Israel is the Lord's portion.
So he chose Israel to be a ruler. Why are we not ruling today? Because of our sins and our iniquities. Let's read on.
Verse 18, whom, being his firstborn, he nourishes with discipline.
So when we do something bad, what happens? Spanking, right? High blood pressure, spanking, diabetes, heart attack, right? Hey, spanking, right? He gave us his discipline, which is also his love. If you discipline your children, you love your children, right? And you don't want your children to grow up and be maniacs. So you discipline them to get them in order now before they grow up, and now it's too late. Let's read on.
And giving them the light of his love, doth not forsake them.
Do not forsake the Lord. Once again, the Lord chose us, right? He didn't choose anybody else. So what Martin Luther King taught was just completely against the Lord. All right, let's drop that. Let's go to Jeremiah 23 and verse 25. You got it, Brother Will.
Like Isaiah 29.
Oh, yes, let's go there first, right? Isaiah 29 and 10. The water.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 10.
All right.
The Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Read that again.
For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
So why is everybody praising Martin Luther King? Read it again.
For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Why don't we understand that Martin Luther King was a traitor and he did not love his own people? Read it again.
For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Because we are spiritually asleep as a nation and a society of people. Read on.
He hath closed your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The prophet and your ruler, the seer hath he covered.
So he closed their eyes, right? So you talking to them, it's damn near like talking to a what? A wall, right? They don't hear, they don't see us. It's a biblical prophecy, right? But the ruler, read after ruler.
Okay. The ruler, the seer, hath he covered.
So who is the ruler and the seer? What is a seer? A seer is just a prophet, right? So he covered the prophets, meaning we can see, right? And the prophets are also going to be what? The rulers of the planet Earth, right? Any more on that? All right, so now let's go to Jeremiah, the 23rd chapter, and verse 25. All right, you go ahead and get that for me, trooper, all right?
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard what the prophet said, that prophesied lies in my name.
So now the Lord said, I have heard what the prophet said, right? That prophesied lies in my name. Oh, God loves you no matter what. Oh, yeah, this dream came from God, blah, 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 blah. Go ahead.
Saying, I have dreamed.
So now this prophet said what?
I have dreamed.
He said, I have dreamed. His I have a dream speech, right? Go ahead.
I have dreamed. How long? Verse 26. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies?
Now, Jeremiah was a real prophet, man. He like, how long this going to be, Lord? You know, they're going to keep lying on your name. God damn. First they lie and say God loves you no matter what. And now he's talking about this dream that we got to all integrate and love the oppressor and love the enemy who's been murdering us for 400 plus years. Jeremiah is like he's feeling the captivity. He like, why they keep lying on your name, Yahweh? Read on.
Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart.
So now Jeremiah is saying, I can see right through them. Just like how on the Lord wake you up and you hear those preachers and you see them. Now you look at them different now, right? Because you can see that it's all just a hustle. It's like, damn it, they just pimps trying to get money up off of us. And that's really all what it's about. Let's read on.
Verse 27, which think to cause my people to forget my name.
And after we integrated with them, what happened? We started to hate our own people more. And we forgot about the name of God. Read on.
By their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor.
And they told everybody. He told everybody that dream, that lying dream. Go ahead.
To every man to his neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal.
So, and after we started to follow that dream, what else happened? Who is Baal? God.
Pagan God.
It's a pagan god. What happened when we really integrated to them? What happened? God.
Stop serving other gods.
There you go. Now we really got into Christmas. Forget about it. Really got into New Year's. Really got into Halloween, right? When we integrated with them. And now, instead of serving the true living God, now we're serving a rock, a cobblestone. Now we're serving every God, every single God, except for the real God that created heaven and hell. Read on.
Come on. Verse 28. The prophet that had a dream,
That prophet that had a dream, go ahead.
let him tell a dream.
Go ahead and let him tell that dream, because it's just a dream, right? Just a lie. It's a filthy lie. Go ahead and let him lie to the people. Go ahead.
And he that hath my word,
Read it again.
and he that hath my word,
And those of you who have the truth, right? Those laws, statutes, and commandments, go ahead.
let him speak my word faithfully.
And now you speak against Dr. Martin Luther King. And you let the people know that his dream was a lie. And you tell your people to get off of drugs. You tell your people to not serve these idols, right? And you serve the Most High God. Read on.
What is the chaff to the wheat,
Go ahead.
saith the Lord.
Uh-huh.
Verse 29. Is not my word like as a fire?
Oh, read that again, brother,
Is
please.
not my word like as a fire?
Read it again.
Is not my word like as a fire?
Now, when those preachers, when they be teaching, right, how do they sound? They sound all sweet and soft, right, feminine. God damn, right? The Lord said his words is like fire. Now, you up on that podium and that make people what? Scared to death. They don't even want to stop and listen because y'all there yelling, screaming, right? Talking about the white man all the time. The Lord said his words is like fire, man. It's like fire. It can cast down kingdoms and destroy nations, man. By what you say, what you teach. Let's read on.
Come. Like as a fire, said the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces.
See, that is like a hammer that break that rock in pieces, man. Like how his word is going to break America into pieces. It's going to happen. America is going to fall. One day there will be no more America. Let's read on.
Come. Verse 30. Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, said the Lord,
So the Lord said he's against those prophets. Go ahead.
that steal my words, every one from his neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 31. Behold, I am against the prophets, said the Lord, that use their tongues and say he said. Verse 32. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams.
That did what?
That prophesy false dreams.
That did what?
That prophesy false dreams.
He's against those, right? He's against them that prophesy false dreams. Go ahead.
Saith the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
and do tell them, and cause my people to err.
Get me on Ecclesiasticus on the 34th chapter, right? Thanks to Martin Luther King, we are, man. Right? Now we are more destroyed than, any other people on the planet Earth because of his lying, lustful dream. Let's read on. Go, you got it, brother.
By their lies,
Mm-hmm.
and by their likeness, yet I sent them not, nor commanded them.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, they shall not profit this people at all.
So if the Lord ain't sent those prophets, who sent them? To be a prophet, you can't just wake up today and say, hey, I want to be a prophet of God. It don't work like that, right? To actually be a prophet of God, you got to be sent. And the Lord ain't sent Martin Luther King, right? The Lord ain't sent T.D. Jake Creflo Dollar, right? And we're going to get into a real prophet that he sent, right? Let's go to Jeremiah, the 1st chapter. All right, we're going to start at Jeremiah 1:1. Brother Chris, you get that for me, all right? Yadiah, can you hold Psalms 105 and verse 6?
Come.
The water. Do you still have Ecclesiasticus 34:4?
Come.
Hold that too. I'm going to come there in a second, okay?
Come.
All right, let's go to Jeremiah, first chapter, verse 1.
Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 1. The words of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, of the priests that were in Anathoth, in the land of Benjamin.
So now Jeremiah, right? He was a real priest, right? He was a real prophet of God. To be a prophet of God, right? You gotta be chosen. Also, if I could, to be a prophet of God, you gotta have always been a prophet of God, right? You know, in your previous life, Old Testament, New Testament, you don't just wake up like Martin Luther King saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a prophet of God, and I'm gonna speak God's words." It don't work like that. Okay, drop down to verse 4, Jeremiah 1:4.
Verse 4. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
So now this is what the Lord told the real prophet, right? Jeremiah, right? He said, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, right? Before I put you in your mother's womb, I already knew you, brother. Let's read on.
And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee.
And before you came out the womb, the Lord, like, Jeremiah, I know you're a little baby, man, but you know, I sanctified you a long time ago, brother. You understand me? That's a real prophet of God, a man that was chosen a very, very long time ago. Let's read on.
And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nation.
And I did what?
Ordained thee a prophet unto the nation.
And I did what?
Ordained thee a prophet unto the nation.
See that? So God chose Jeremiah, and guess what? Jeremiah didn't even know, right? How you know he ain't know? Because he's talking to Jeremiah right now, and now he's informing Jeremiah that, brother, I chose you before you even came out the womb. And now the words of God about to come upon you. You understand me? And now you're going to teach my words and everything that I tell you to speak. Let's read on.
Verse 6. Then said I, Lord God, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child.
Jeremiah, like, what? Man, I'm a prophet of God. Hey, I'm a little boy. I don't know what's going on. I'm not ready to speak. I'm not ready to teach your words yet. Right? He wasn't confident yet. Why? Because he was a young man. He was a young man. The Lord was raising him up to prepare him for the job that was to come. All right. So he said, read that one more time, verse 6.
Then said I, Lord God, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child.
So he said, I'm a child. I ain't ready yet. Right? Let's find out what God said. Read.
Verse 7. But the Lord said unto me, say not, I am a child.
Man, that's a man of war right there. He like, don't tell me you ain't ready, brother. He said, do not tell me you're a child. Read on.
For thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee.
Now, Martin Luther King was a grown behind man, right? And y'all know the prophet Jeremiah, right? He was a young man that knew way more than Martin Luther King, right? Like, for example, you know, we have young men up in here that know way more than those preachers, way more than those Catholic churches, man, that can break it down, you know, straight cut, man, and cut them to pieces. Jeremiah was one of those young cats, right? And the Lord was raising him up to be great, right? To help deliver his people out of captivity. Let's read on.
And whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak.
So he like, whatever I command you to teach, then you say that, right? Don't say what you want to teach, like Martin Luther King. That's how we know he wasn't a prophet, because he taught the things that he wanted to teach, right? In the Isupk, we teach not what we want, but what's actually inside this book called the Bible. And that's why people hate us. That's why people despise us, man. Not because of us, but because of the Spirit of God, which is inside of us. Let's read on.
Verse 8. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee.
So the Lord had to tell Jeremiah, don't be afraid of the people, right? Fear them not, because I'm going to be with you. My spirit is inside of you. Read on.
Saith the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 9. Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth.
Okay, so here we go, right? With that being said, did the Lord touch Martin Luther King's mouth? Go ahead.
No,
Hell no. How you know he didn't touch his mouth? Go ahead.
I just sleep with white women.
Here you go. Get that brother a hand. Because he's sleeping with white women, right? Right. He loved the other nations, right? Did the Lord touch on T.D. Jakes' mouth? Creflo Dollar, Al Sharpton? Hell no. How we know he didn't touch their mouths? He didn't teach them. Because they teach against the Bible. They don't teach what's actually inside the Bible. The Lord touched on Jeremiah's mouth, and he put his words in his mouth, right inside of him. Let's read on.
Verse 10. See, I have this day set thee over the nations.
So this is a job of a prophet, right? Martin Luther King wanted everybody to be unified, right? Everybody to be equal. Blacks and whites, whites and Chinese, Japanese, and Puerto Ricans, right? This is the real job of a real actual prophet. Read it again, verse 10.
See, I have this day set thee over the nations.
Read it again.
See, I have this day set thee over the nations.
Equal to the nations.
Set thee over the nations.
Everybody is the same.
Over the nations.
What was Martin Luther King really about? Equality, right? How can we be equal to them when the Lord is telling Jeremiah, right, a real prophet of God, that he set thee over the nations, not to be equal to, not to want to go to their bathrooms and be unified with Chinese people in these other nations. Read it again from the top.
See, I have this day set thee over the nations.
I have set thee today over the nations, go ahead.
And over the kingdoms.
And over the kingdoms, go ahead.
To root out.
To do what?
Root out.
To love all.
Root out.
God loves you no matter what.
Root out.
Be equal to the other nations.
Root out.
To root out, go ahead.
And to pull down.
And to what?
Pull down.
And to help build America.
Pull down.
The American dream.
Pull down.
The American lifestyle.
Pull down.
And God we trust.
Pull down.
That's a real prophet's job, to pull down. Why you think people hate us? What do, Yediah? We pull their asses down.
Right.
By what we teach, by what we say, by the words that come out our mouths. We pull them down. We pulling down the strongholds, man. Read on.
And to destroy.
And to what?
Destroy.
To love.
Destroy.
Just guys, what is all these preachers about? I know everybody should know this one. Go ahead.
Well, preachers nowadays, they trying to teach you that prosperity gospel. They
Right.
teach you rich and,
Mm-hmm.
and all this God loves everybody. They trying to uplift America.
Right, exactly, right. So all preachers teach today is about uplifting America. What else they teach? Now remember, God said to destroy. Every Christian church teaches something, and it's the same. Go ahead. Say it again. Unity, love. Love, right? God is not love. God is not all love, right? Come on, precept. The Lord is a man of war, right? The Lord want a real prophet to stand up on that podium and pull down America. Stand up on that podium and destroy the kingdoms, man. In America, hey, church is just about all love, but that's not biblical, right? Let's read on.
And to throw down.
Uh-huh.
To build.
Uh-huh.
And to plant.
Go ahead.
Verse 11. Moreover, the word of the Lord.
We can drop that, right? Y'all get the point, right? That's a real prophet's job. It's to bring America down. Bring the people who have your people in captivity down. All right. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus on the 34th chapter.
Come on, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed?
You got Ecclesiasticus 34.
Come.
Start at verse 1.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false.
Uh-huh.
And dreams lift up fools.
And what?
And dreams lift up fools.
And what?
and dreams lift up fools.
Martin Luther King dream, hey, it lift him up, right? Because he's a fool, right? The hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools. Read on.
Verse 2. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow.
Oh my God, don't let a woman have a dream that you cheated on her. She leaving you, brother. All right, she is leaving you because she had a dream that you was dealing with so and so. You can't listen to your dreams, okay? Right? Most dreams are really just what's on your mind, right? Like Martin Luther King, his dream was something that was on his mind. You watch Batman or you watch something on TV, right? And you go to sleep and you dream about it, right? Why you just dreamt about it? Was it spiritual? Was it of God? No, it's because you was watching the goddamn movie and you went to sleep, right? And in most cases, you left the TV on and you heard Jason, and Jason was coming at you in that dream. All right, that wasn't a demon. It was Freddy Krueger coming at you in that dream because you had left the TV on. All right, the Lord said, "Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catches at a shadow and followeth after the wind." Read verse 3.
Verse 3. The vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another.
Go ahead.
Even as the likeness of a face to a face.
Go ahead.
Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed?
Mm-hmm.
And from that thing which is false,
Go ahead.
what truth can come?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. Divinations and soothsayers and dreams are vain.
Read that again.
Divinations and soothsayers and dreams are vain.
Read it again.
Divinations and soothsayers and dreams are vain.
Someone like saying, don't listen to everything that's on your heart. Okay, that's in your mind. Don't listen to all your dreams. Now, if you had a dream that's telling you to leave your wife, or your wife committed adultery, or your husband cheating on you, get counsel. Okay, don't never listen to your own self. Like the Lord said, the mind is deceitful above all things, and lean not upon thy own understanding. Let's read on.
And the heart fancieth as a woman's heart and travail.
Go ahead.
If they be not sent from the Most High in thy visitation.
Now, how will you know if that dream was something from God? Because you can have some dreams and it can be God talking to you. But how will you know if it was God talking to you or not? Go ahead, Trooper.
You would take it to the prophets, and then they'll conduct it and see if it's of God. Right,
exactly. And you tell that prophet you left the TV on, he's going to tell you, was it Freddy? Was it Jason? Okay, that's why you had that dream about that. You understand me? Now, you may have a dream like some brothers, sisters, right, that have visions, right? They even saw the chariots of God, right? Bombs in the air. Some of them saw the vision of Jesus Christ. Now, in that case, that wasn't a dream. That was an actual vision from God. But you won't actually know until you take it to a priest, and that priest will tell you if it's just a dream or if it was a vision from God. Let's read on.
Set not thy heart upon them. For dreams have deceived many.
Read it again.
For dreams have deceived many.
I'm going to tell y'all, how many people chasing the American dream? Everybody, right? Dreams deceive Martin Luther King, right? And because his dream deceived himself, he went and deceived many people. Read it again from the top. You died.
Ecclesiastes chapter 34, verse 7. For dreams have deceived many, and they have failed that put their trust in them.
Go ahead.
Verse 8, the law shall be found perfect.
Now, this is what the Lord wants us to focus on, right? Sometimes we focus on trying to be spiritual, right? Dreams and what we thinking inside our own mind. This is really what God wants us to focus on. Read it.
The law shall be found perfect without lies.
Read that again.
The law shall be found perfect without lies.
Read it again.
The law shall be found perfect without lies.
See that? Hey, what do those preachers say? Can't be perfect, right? Or they say it's flawless in the law.
Right.
Not according to God. Read it one more time. Huh?
Sir. The law shall be found perfect without lies.
The law, right, shall be found perfect without lies. Read on.
And wisdom is perfect. And wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth.
Read that again.
And wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth.
See that? To a faithful mouth. Meaning you watch what you say, be careful, right? Like on the Lord said, be slow to speak. Let's go to Psalms 105 and verse 6, right? Be slow to wrath, slow to anger, right? No, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is God's chosen people, and we got to get them back on track. Okay, that's what it comes down to. Martin Luther King, man, because of his lying dream, it's like we just so far behind. We're so far behind. But thanks to Isupk under commanding Jenny Hanna, they waking up. You know what I'm saying? You know, we hard-headed, but we slowly but surely going to get it together. All right. That's all. Let's go to Psalms chapter 105 and I'll call for verse 6.
Psalm 105 and verse 6.
Brother Will, you hold 1 Peter 2 and 9. Hold that for me. And on truth, but hold Deuteronomy 13 and verse 1 for me. All right. Go, you got it, Daya.
Psalm 105 and verse 6. O ye seed of Abraham, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen.
Now you read about that in the whole entire Bible. It's chosen, like chosen people of God. I don't know how they miss it, right? How the hell Martin Luther King missed it, right? Matter of fact, maybe he knew, but he just didn't care. Just didn't care, right? God always had a chosen people, and it never been white people, never been Chinese people, always been us. We just always rejected him. But like the Lord said, in the last days of time, he's going to raise up his real priests, okay? And that day is coming. That day is now. Any more on that, you dying?
He is the Lord our God.
All right. You can drop that. Hold on. Deuteronomy 13th chapter, verse 1.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13, verse 1. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams.
Now we're going to read about the judgment, right, on that happened to Martin Luther King. Read it again from the top.
If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder.
Okay, so now the Lord said, if there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth you a sign or a wonder, right? What was that sign and wonder that Martin Luther King gave us? It was a big one too, a big sign. It was damn near like a miracle too. What was something amazing that Martin Luther King did? Go ahead.
Like the Civil Rights March?
Okay, you right. The Million Man March, right? That was a sign and a wonder. People saw 1 million people come together, and in their mind, they said, what? There's got to be a man of God, right? That's what they said in their mind. There's got to be a man of God. Why? Because they saw, he said, yeah, we all going to come together. What was the Million Man March really about? Go ahead.
Jobs.
It's about jobs, right? It wasn't about anything else, right? So now the Lord said, if there arise among you a prophet or dreamer of dreams, right, and give thee a sign or wonder, meaning this false prophet do something amazing, and getting a million people to come together is damn near like a miracle, all right? And he did it. Let's read on, verse 2.
Verse 2. And the sign or the wonder came to pass.
So he said, we're going to do this Million Man March, and it comes to pass. Go ahead.
Whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them.
So he's saying, let's go serve the oppressor. Not only serve them, but hey, let's have sex with their woman. You know what I'm saying? Let's give our daughters to their men. Read on.
Verse 3. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet.
You ain't supposed to listen to Martin Luther King or any preacher because they're liars. Read on.
or that dreamer of dreams,
Or that what?
or that dreamer of dreams,
Or that what?
or that dreamer of dreams.
Or that dreamer of dreams. You're supposed to hear that. Martin Luther King, no, man, it was garbage. It destroyed our people. Read.
For the Lord your God proveth you to know whether ye love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall walk after the Lord your God and fear him.
Read that again.
And fear him.
And what?
And fear him.
Now that's what the Lord said, right? Hey, we should walk after him and fear him. Man, we should be afraid to integrate, right? To be like and be with everybody else. Remember, the Lord said the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. We should be afraid to death, by eating pork or shrimp or crab and lobster. In your mind, you should be like, I don't want to sin against the Lord, because who knows what can happen to me, right? The Lord can do anything. Hey, he can paralyze you. You keep playing with him. Why you keep smoking cigarettes? You keep having sex with whores. Listen, man, the Lord can put you in a wheelchair. He can paralyze you from your neck down. That's why we should fear him. Like any father, he will discipline you. Okay, but if you do good, he will reward you as well. Read on.
Come. And fear him.
Mm-hmm.
And keep his commandments.
And keep his commandments. Go ahead.
And obey his voice.
Uh-huh.
And ye shall serve him.
And serve him all the days of your life. Read.
And cleave unto him.
And cleave unto the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And that prophet.
And that what?
And that prophet.
Go ahead.
Or that dreamer of dreams.
I have a dream. Go ahead.
Shall be put to death.
Shall be what?
Shall be put to death.
Shall be what?
Shall be put to death.
Shall be what?
Put to death.
Now, Martin Luther King was murdered, right? Now, it's a difference, dying in your sleep and somebody shooting you in your face. You understand me? That's the Lord. The Lord put that man to death. Okay? Now, you have some older people, they die because they're old, right? Or they may have a little heart attack. Or they may go to sleep and not wake up. You want to pray for that type of death. You don't want to have the type of death where it's like you're in a car, and 50 niggas come by and they shooting everywhere and they kill. You don't want that type of death like Martin Luther King, all right? Because that type of death comes, to sinners, those who have not hearkened unto the Lord. Go ahead.
Right. If I could, sir, it was crazy. Like when he got shot, I think in Memphis, he actually made it. Like he actually lived through that.
Right.
And then he got took into I think a hospital or something like that. And it was like a conspiracy that they had in court that like he was actually like made dead in the hospital. Someone killed him in the hospital. He didn't die from the actual bullet.
Right.
And from the rifle. That's how they had in courts and different lawsuits against the U.S. government over this type of thing. So,
Yeah, absolutely. The point is, even if he did survive being shot, right? The point is, the Lord wasn't going to let him live. Right? The Lord killed him. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord is against you, it's like, it ain't nothing you can do. You can't escape his death. You know what I'm saying? So once again, the Lord put that filthy animal to death. And, we should read about stuff like this, right? Because it gives you the stamp on the Bible that this Bible is real, right? What was prophesied thousands of years ago, it came to pass, that dreamer of dreams, right? And the Lord destroyed. Let's read on. Finish this last verse.
Come. Because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God.
See that? By his lying lips. This abomination, man. Read.
Come. Which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage to trust thee out of the way which the Lord thy God commanded thee to walk in. So shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of thee.
So the Lord, I'm going to put this evil away. But that spirit is still here today. And it's up to, the real prophets to crush that spirit, right? And it ain't going to live forever. Trust and believe me, right? Martin Luther King, like Christmas, this Christmas wasn't the same as 20 Christmases ago. Okay, Martin Luther King Day, that spirit going to die, right? Like every holiday spirit, the Halloween spirit, Christmas spirit, Easter spirit, but it's going to take a lot of work. Okay, it's going to take a lot of work, and like the Lord said, we put our trust in Him, and He will raise us up. All right. Any questions before I wrap it up? No sweat. With that being said, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer Yediah.
Captain Armada, your charge, strong hand. That being said, we're the Isupk. We're starting out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of General Yohana, rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are to step themselves with the word with the need transportation the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After that 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry, tie, to the commandment. You can read about this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 21, in the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 8 through 10, by Isupk. He's 10th in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department. Priest fund, free walk for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give, I'll become a holy convocation will be the feast of Purim, the 14th and the 15th day of the 20th month, Sunday, March 5th and March 6th on that Monday. And you can read about that in the book of Esther, chapter 9, and verse 20 and 31. Also, we have the Passover coming up in Raleigh, North Carolina. The 54th annual Passover is hosted by the Isupk under command of General Yohana, will be held in Raleigh, North Carolina, April 1st at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The Passover fee is $200 per adult over the age of 17. They should be paid via isupk.com. Make sure y'all check the bulletin board in the hallway. Let me for the events that we may have. If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, blue shirt, headband, and scarf. And with that, I'm honored to brothers. Men of Israel, may I give the brothers one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Admach, Barak.
How about Shanel Shabbat?
Dr. Matabi's hands down, sergeant and assistants. Sisters Admach. Sisters, your feet are going to be at a 45-degree angle with your head bowed and covered with your right hand collapsed over your left. Now, men of Israel, we're going to give the sisters one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Admach, Barak.
How about Shanel Shabbat?
Both sides first. Dr. Matabi's hands down slightly. What we said was, may the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. Dr. Matabi's hands down, clap.
All right.